This is Mac OS Ken.
News around iPhone 13, other announcements from the Californicopia, and a spin through some analyst reactions. It is Thursday, the 16th of September, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Ladder, smart, dynamic term life insurance. What's more fun than life insurance? Almost anything. Still, Ladder makes it a lot easier to handle. Before Ladder, getting life insurance meant going places, sitting through a sales pitch, filling out tons of forms. Then you got to wait around for weeks to see if you were approved. Now, with Ladder, you can get fast, affordable term life insurance without leaving home. When you apply for $3 million or less in coverage, everything happens online. No doctors, no needles, no paperwork. Going through the initial questions took me very little time. Way less than you will spend listening to today's show. If you're between the ages of 20 and 60, need coverage, and want to team up with a company that's redeeming life insurance, choose Ladder. Go to ladderlife.com/macOSKen today to see if you're instantly approved. LADDER, that's ladderlife.com/macOSKen, ladderlife.com/macOSKen. If you're planning to order a new iPhone tomorrow, Apple is ready to get you prepped. Apple Insider says the Cupertino company is inviting customers and iPhone Upgrade Program members to set their orders up for the big moment, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific, when phones in the iPhone 13 line officially go up for order. It's pretty straightforward. Pick your phone, pick your finish, choose capacity, choose a carrier or opt for unlocked, hit yay or nay on AppleCare Plus. If yay, choose which level and whether you'd like to pay monthly or for 2 years all at once. Shop for accessories or not. Choose a payment method or get approved for the upgrade program. And finally, come back Friday to complete your order. Somewhere in there, I missed the part where Apple asks whether you have a phone to trade in toward your new one. Really, though, they make it incredibly easy because they want you to buy a new iPhone. I ran the process through the Apple Store app for iPhone, though Apple Insider says the same process is up and running on Apple.com. Makes sense because, did I mention, they really want you to buy a new iPhone. You didn't ask, but I'll tell you anyway. I've gone for a 128GB iPhone 13 in blue with a marigold silicone case. I like the contrast of colors. I don't like how early I'm going to have to get up on Friday, but I will enjoy going back to sleep almost immediately. Folks in Australia and the UK have a new option for AppleCare Plus. iDownloadBlog says the version with theft and loss protection has been added to the menu. The option has been available for a while in Germany, Japan, and the US, according to the report. I ran a poll on Twitter on Tuesday. It may have sounded snarky, but it wasn't meant to. The question I put to people: is iPhone 13 a phone of its own, or did Apple introduce iPhone 12s on Tuesday? Super stoked to say almost nobody participated. Mad props to the people who did, most of whom said it's a 12s. Now here's what's weird. Of the 950 people who saw the tweet, according to Twitter, 68 people responded. Yay! Of those, close to 30% said iPhone 13 is its own thing, while about 70% said iPhone 13 is iPhone 12s. Most people responded without comment, though a couple of people in the It's Its Own Thing column said the magic is in the A15 processors powering the 13 line. Shout out specifically to Bill Jank, who said, "Pretty radical chip change, major typical nits change, reimagined camera." I'll tell you, Bill, the macro lens on the 13 Pro is tempting me to the expensive side. In fact, if they had last year's shade of blue for the Pro line this year, well, let's just say they saved me some money by having such a weak shade of blue for the 2021 Pros. As for the chip change referred to by Bill, the term leaps and bounds comes to mind. Apple Insider ran two pieces Wednesday on the two new 13s, citing stats uploaded by Geekbench users. The report on iPhone 13's consumer line shows a nearly 21% CPU performance gain for A15 versus iPhone 12's performance with A14. The difference is more pronounced in the Pro line. According to that report, again, compliments of Geekbench geeks, iPhone 13 Pro GPU benchmarks show 55% improvement over iPhone 12 Pro. When it comes to 5G, there is fast, then there's fast. The former would be 5G across the board, while the latter is reserved for mmWave 5G. Where this year's iPhones are concerned, that is once again reserved for the US. First, an explanation. Mac Rumors says mmWave is a set of 5G frequencies that promise ultra-fast speeds at short distances, making it best suited for dense urban areas. By comparison, sub-6 GHz 5G is generally slower than mmWave, but the signals travel further, better serving suburban and rural areas. I guess there are no big cities outside the US because that is the only country getting mmWave 5G in iPhone 13. Though rumor had mmWave iPhones rippling out to Canada, Japan, Australia, and select European countries, the Mac Rumors piece says mmWave remains limited to iPhone 13 models sold in the US, as was the case with iPhone 12 models. One wouldn't expect the introduction of high-end iPhones to have any effect on the budget-minded iPhone SE. Deep are the mysteries of marketing and supply. With the launch of the iPhone 13, says a piece from iMore, Apple has stopped selling the 256GB iPhone SE. The other two options, 64 and 128GB, are still available, but 256 is gone daddy gone. Both iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone XR are looking very last week, if you can see them at all. A piece from my download blog says those models have been stripped from Apple's website, though other older iPhones are sticking around and at lower cost to boot. Both iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini are still on sale, each with a $100 price reduction. Apparently taking the place of iPhone XR as iPhone 11, it has also seen a $100 price reduction versus what it cost a week ago. If you had your heart set on an iPhone 12 Pro or an iPhone XR, iDownload blog suggests a couple of suggestions. That's what one does with suggestions, I guess. According to the site, there are still some refurbished options for the models that were removed from Apple's current lineup, and you may get lucky from some third-party retailers and wireless carriers too. Happy hunting. At least one more Apple product has said a quiet goodbye. A piece from iMore says after a 6-year run, Apple has put its leather loop watch band out to pasture. iMore's Oliver Haslam mourns its loss, saying it appears Apple is no longer selling the popular leather loop. As of right now, those looking to bag a leather band from Apple will have to buy either the leather link or modern buckle instead, or splash the cash on one of the Hermes models. getting fit, and watching the flat panel. We'll do more California streaming in a moment, right after this word from Upstart. Fair and fast personal loans. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get a simple, fixed monthly payment. Kinda cool, right? Turning bills of various rates into one easy-to-manage figure. Upstart looks at more than your credit score, factoring in income and employment history. That lets them offer smarter rates with trusted partners. The Wall Street Journal says Upstart's model has expanded credit access and encouraged other lenders to explore ways to lend to more people with no or limited credit history. With a 5-minute online rate check, you can see your rate upfront for loans between $1,000 to $50,000, and you can receive funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/macOScan. UPSTART, that's upstart.com/macOScan. Don't forget to use my URL to let them know I sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/macOScan. I said yesterday that today we'd hit some of Apple's other Tuesday announcements. You know, the things they actually announced. Both are services related. First, the company is adding workouts, functionality, and more countries to Apple Fitness Plus. A piece from TechCrunch runs us through that. On the new workouts, the piece says Apple is adding Pilates, a collection of workouts meant to get folks ready for snow season and winter sports. And they're adding guided meditation. Every day, says TechCrunch, Fitness Plus will add guided meditations that focus on gratitude, mindfulness, and calming. These experiences will be available in both video and audio form and could pose competition to apps like Headspace and Calm. I probably don't need to tell you, but I will because I should. Headspace is a sponsor of macOScan. For the flashiest of the new functions, let's switch to a piece from Engadget. It outlines the group workouts coming to Fitness Plus. Harnessing the power of SharePlay, which should be coming very soon. The piece says group workouts will let users take exercise classes with contacts regardless of their location. During the class, you'll see some of your friends' fitness data on your screen, as well as when they close their activity rings. And the feature will support up to 32 people at once. And finally, on the fitness front, the subscription service is adding new countries to the mix. Currently serving 6 nations, the TechCrunch piece says 15 more are coming online this fall. The full list later this year will include Austria, Australia, Brazil, Canada, Colombia, France, Germany, Indonesia, Ireland, Italy, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand, Portugal, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Spain, Switzerland, UAE, the UK, and the US. Subtitles will also be available in 6 languages, according to the report. The last of the announcements we'll hit was actually close to the first thing Apple had to offer. Apple CEO Tim Cook cued a sort of a sizzle reel for titles coming soon to Apple TV+. The description of that reel on Apple's YouTube page lists titles and dates. They include The Morning Show Season 2 starting this Friday, the 17th of September, Foundation starting on Friday, the 24th of September, The Problem with Jon Stewart starting Thursday, the 30th of September, Invasion kicking off Friday the 22nd of October, Swagger Friday the 29th of October, the Tom Hanks film Finch on Friday the 5th of November, and finally the Will Ferrell Paul Rudd comedy The Shrink Next Door on Friday, the 12th of November. You can, of course, see the fast cut promo for yourself on YouTube. As far as the reaction from analysts, nobody's needle seemed to have been moved. Of the several notes gathered by Apple 3.0, there were no raised expectations, but no lowered expectations either. Morgan Stanley analyst Katie Huberty sees a few factors working in iPhone's favor. Among them are the 1TB iPhone 13 Pro, higher iPhone trade-in values, and more aggressive carrier promotions, lots of current iPhones in the upgrade window, and low but growing adoption for 5G handsets. Huberty has an overweight rating on Apple shares and a price target of $168. Oppenheimer analyst Martin Yang sings the evolutionary, not revolutionary song. That said, the new features on offer, plus upgraded storage options, plus a raft of people toting phones that are 3 years old or older, will make the upcoming iPhones attractive. Also, Apple still owns the space for tablets and smartwatches. He's got an outperform rating on Apple shares and a price target of $165. Jefferies analyst Kyle McNeely is turned on by all the carrier promotions. They are more aggressive this year in his estimation. He's got a buy rating on Apple shares and a price target of $175. Merrill Lynch analyst Wamsi Mohan likes what he saw Tuesday, though he's still got a host of worries. Announcements were evolutionary, not revolutionary, so no real rush for new stuff is one of his concerns. Stimulus money is slowing down. Sales are likely to fall off a cliff in the March quarter in his estimation. Plus, there's the whole regulation risk around the App Store. Neither against the stock nor for it, Mr. Mohan has a neutral rating on Apple shares and a price target of $160. Wedbush analyst Daniel Ives loves the latest iPhone Pro, with its macro photography, its significant pixel upgrades, and its all-day battery. The 1TB storage option also turns him on. Mr. Ives has an overweight rating on Apple shares and a price target of $185. While a lot of people have noted the same starting price for this year's iPhones as last year's models, prices have actually gone down in China, and that could be huge. According to a piece from the South China Morning Post by way of Mac Daily News, prices for iPhone 13 models are about 300 to 800 yuan cheaper than the corresponding iPhone 12s, depending on the exact model. In US dollars, that's between $45 and $125 less than last year, depending. Although the new iPhones came with few surprises, says the piece, the lower price tag has raised eyebrows in China. According to South China Morning Post, Wang Shi, a manager at industry research firm IDC in China, wrote in a report that iPhones will have an even clearer advantage in the premium smartphone market with the iPhone 13's approach to pricing, displays, and storage. And finally today, there is one thing about which I need to let you know. New operating systems drop next Monday. Cult of Mac ran a piece on Tuesday saying that Apple had seeded release candidates of iOS 15, iPadOS 15, tvOS 15, and watchOS 8 to developers. A day later, they updated that piece saying Apple promised the iPhone, iPad, and Apple Watch updates will launch on Monday, the 20th of September. And the Apple TV one could be out the same day. At least one anticipated feature won't be ready, though I've seen stories about a couple of exciting features that are coming. We'll go deeper on the updates on Friday. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Ladder, smart, dynamic term life insurance. Learn more at ladderlife.com/macOS Ken. This show is also sponsored by Upstart, fair and fast personal loans. Learn more and check your rate at upstart.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
If you're going to fight the war on terror, a good place to start would be this nation's haunted houses.